Hey, y'all. Hey, collective. I hope everybody is having a great day. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you to all the new subscribers who came through. Thank you guys so much and welcome to the tribe. To all my OGs, hey, y'all. That's interesting because I don't know if somebody is thinking this, but it's like, what is like, how long do you have to be like, how long after like the initial subscription does it take for you to become OG? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and tap into this energy here. Somebody is definitely thinking that because I'm hearing it over and over in my head. Like, how long do you have to be a newbie in order to be an OG? Okay, I don't know. This might be relevant to the reading. We'll see. All right, you guys. So keep in mind that you can have Libra anywhere in your chart. This is for my Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine Libra Collective. If you are on your journey, okay. Um, the roles can be reversed, so keep that in mind, and also always use your own discernment. Okay. Yeah, it's like, how long do I need to be new at this? Okay, so there's something about something new here. Maybe you are stepping into some kind of level or stage of your spiritual healing journey. Let's see. What's this energy here? Yes, High Priestess. Exactly. That's it. Okay. We got awakening. Yeah, it's like, how long do I need to be on this journey before I start seeing results? There's something about that. Okay. How long will this take? How long will this be? Everyone's spiritual journey is different, and my thing is listen to your intuition. Will get you, as further along. Okay, being obedient. You might want to check out that reading that I just posted about being obedient, and also there's another one about like changes needing to be made. Okay, so we have the Emperor here. This could be you just standing firm into your Emperor energy, to where you are, living authentically you, but you put up those boundaries. You're not taking anymore. You're being like the authoritative voice in your own life and standing in your power, and you're not taking no crap from nobody. It says accept a leadership role, structure, and discipline here. And so I feel like a lot of you guys have started to do this, or maybe you're wondering if this is the route that you are supposed to take. It's not about being mean, it's about like setting boundaries with people. It only becomes mean if they keep violating the boundary, right? It's like if you tell a child to stay over there, it's like, okay, sit down. And then they get up and it's like, okay, go back and sit down. I told you to go sit down, okay? Thank you. Then they get up again. It's like, go sit down. So it's something like that. It's like it only becomes mean when someone is trying to like overstep the boundary, right? So somebody needed to hear that. It's not about being a mean person. Having standards doesn't mean that you're shallow. It just means that, hey, I'm not gonna be around these group of people, or because group. I don't care what anybody say. Okay, people are individuals, but in the group setting, if you're not fully strong in your own power and your own courage and things like that, some people are followers and some people are leaders. You know what I mean? And some people will follow people in that moment because they don't know what else to do. But then there could be somebody in that group that stands up and they're the leader. And so then everyone wants to follow them, right? And so I feel like that's like the concept where it's like, a group of toxic people are all followers. They don't, some people like have friend groups and none of them have their own identity. They always just do what the other person wants to do, or they always just go with what the group wants to do. And then if they decide that they don't want to do something that the group is doing, then the group turns on them or like outcast them or start treating them differently. So it's like, maybe now it is time for to stand up for yourself and take the leadership role, in your own life, and that's a good place to start. So we have the King of Wands is here. Yeah, it's that energy of just um what the group is saying, what the group is doing. What will I look like to somebody else? Like if you're in this emperor energy and you are 100% healed, Ace of Swords, truth, thank you, Spirit, and you are 100% healed, or you are at least, on your spiritual journey enough to where you have learned a lot of lessons about, the differences between you and other people, being able to distinguish yourself away from friends and family, and feeling like I'm okay with saying no to somebody and meaning it. I'm okay with just saying, hey, y'all are toxic. All y'all do is gossip, go out, this, and that. I don't want to be a part of this group anymore. And it's okay because you will find your own community of people that are more like you. And as you continue to go through these levels or stages, however you want to look at it, through your spiritual journey, like your awakening, then you will, some people will come and some people will fall off. It's just like, inevitable. I do feel like, a lot of you guys are very close, okay, to there's not an end to a spiritual journey, but I would say very close to like the awakening part, to where you're like completely out of the matrix, where but you have to be comfortable with that. I was talking to a friend, and she was like, "Oh, I'm watching this reality show," and I was like, "Reality show?" Like the last time I even watched a reality show, it was the Braxtons, and that was probably the only one that I ever watched. I couldn't get into the Real Housewives of Toxic and all of that shit. I mean, it just never made no sense to me to watch all of that. Basketball Wives, like all that shit is just toxic, and it teaches women who are unhealed to be toxic. Um, I don't care how much. I mean, if I have that much money, you're not about to see me acting a fool in no restaurant. I have home training, and second of all, I'm not about to embarrass myself or ruin my dress. So everyone has their own standards. Everyone has their own levels of what they're willing to give up in order to be seen. What they're willing to do in order to, all this, child, all this toxic stuff. I'm gonna just move on, but it's just the idea of like, I don't really watch reality shows because, for one, it can be toxic. Um, I also feel like just in the community with younger adults. So, people who are very impressionable, who are trying to figure out what they want to do in life, and they take on the persona of somebody on one of those shows, they're not being authentically them. And then if they're friends, they all, take on the same kind. It's like, well, I'm the such and such out the group, just like on Love and Hip Hop or whatever. You know what I mean? Then that becomes a toxic friend group. So if you are healing and trying to work on yourself, you don't have that pack mentality any longer. You're not like, oh, I'm gonna be, this person now, or y'all can count on me for this, or, being the people pleaser, whatever, friend role you play. Because I feel like this has to do with you stepping away from a friend group that may not be able to handle it, but at the same time, you're okay, or you're getting to the point of being okay without this friend group. You realize how toxic it is. Yeah, so we have the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this is like past energy for you guys. A lot of y'all just had to make a decision. And when you're planning for your future and what you want your life to look like, I feel like you didn't see a lot of these people. You didn't see this friend group being with you, or you didn't see yourself, doing the same shit that they're doing. And I'm getting to, how they say, if you be around 9 rich people, then you'll be the 10th. If you be around 9 toxic people, you definitely gonna be the 10th. Okay, and all the toxic energy, there it is, release here. And I feel like that you're okay with that now. Releasing this energy, standing in your own power, and understanding that this is not healthy for you. This could also be like toxic relationships as well, relationships with your children. Um, there's something too, if you have like children who have spiritual gifts, then there is something different about that as well. You definitely cannot parent these children the same, um, because they do have spiritual gifts. And so there's something, different about like the way you parent them. You have to teach them how to deal with their gifts, for one. For two, you have to teach them how to not fall into toxic patterns. That's another thing too that's really huge, is like their friend group. Who are they around? You know what I mean? Like, what are children looking at right now? I don't care what anybody says. There's something about these phones that have people losing their entire mind. And I saw a movie called The Cell, and it was like people on their cell phones just going nuts because of whatever, like, frequency that they were on, or whatever frequency like entered into their ear or something like that, made them like attack other people. And that's exactly what I feel like is happening in the world right now. Um, this is crazy. Parents killing their children, children killing children. And when I say children killing children, like under 10 years old or 10 years old killing another child is crazy. Um, I'm almost 40. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. I have never heard of no shit like that before until like recently. Like, children knew their place back then. You just did not do certain things. And so, like, I don't know, it's just different now. But I do feel like technology plays a role. And also, it's just the constant brainwashing that children have access to now. And so, I mean, back then, I guess, yeah, so there were TV shows and things like, but see, the thing is that I feel like back then there was more balance. There were some toxic things that were out there. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but you still had TV shows that showed like families coming together, how to treat each other, how to, be a better parent, how children should act. You saw examples of that on TV, and now you kind of really don't. So, and that's interesting too, because I just realized that there was a 10 of cups, and the queen of cups is on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, it's like it's something about like the way that children are being brainwashed now. So we have the 5 of, and that's, yes, that's another thing too, is that people, like back in the day, children were seen and not heard, right? Like it would be rude for you to interrupt a group of adults and say something. Now you have full out teenagers cussing their parents out. I mean, not to say it wasn't happening back then, but you just see it more often because of social media, these TV shows and things like that. And so I feel like the home training is just lacking. Also, too, with social media, it's like you can be heard and not seen. So a lot of times that motivates people to be even more toxic, to be even more negative, to be even more judgmental, because you're doing it behind a computer screen. Also too, with just toxic individuals, they talk a lot of shit behind the scenes. They might confront somebody or start a fight or something like that, but a lot of times you will notice that a lot of toxic groups of people have the group mentality. They have to like jump somebody versus one on one, or they don't know how to communicate. They just know how to get mad and fight. Stuff like that. It's just like, what do I want to say? I want to say like they just lose themselves. And so I feel like what this is just like reining yourself back in. The matrix, the energy around the matrix is very, very like serious right now. And I do feel like a lot of it is what people are seeing. So they got the adults already, and now they're going after the children. I hope that made sense. I was trying to explain it right. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm talking about, like that spiritually unawakened. And so that is why when you become fully awakened, people just judge the fuck out of you. They see you as an outcast because you're no longer doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. Yeah, and I do feel like coming into spiritual gifts helps with that. Being sensitive helps with that, and you might even realize that, hey, I can hear my own thoughts now because I don't have 5 other people talking to me all the time, or dealing with your own problems instead of calling each one of your friends and telling them what happened to you. There's something here about accountability as well, and just taking control of your own life, your own decisions, your own options here, realizing that you do have free will. This is actually giving me like, I saw a clip for the Braxtons where Tony was talking about, her parents instilled family in them, but didn't allow them a lot of individuality. And so that's kind of what this is as well. It's like when you're younger, you're in these groups of friend groups and stuff like that. But then as an adult, you should be able to branch off and have your own life. You shouldn't still be responsible for your siblings or your friends, right? There comes a certain point where you have to prioritize yourself, because it can be, people pleasing can be just as toxic, just as unhealthy. And sometimes people get into people pleasing so they don't have to deal with themselves. This is like the person that get up, get dressed, don't have nowhere to go, but they go visit everybody, go see what everybody else is doing and stuff, because they cannot be at home and just sit still. They can't be at home with themselves. You know, there is some healing that still needs to be done, and they don't want to do it. We just gonna be real. They don't want to do it. So by you being the person that's healing, and see, look at this, the king. I feel like this could be y'all exhausted from these friends or family or whatever this is, who don't want to heal. It's like, I'm tired of being around these people. This could be you every time y'all go to a function, or every time somebody have a birthday party or something like that. You just sitting up there like, why am I here? I really feel like that. And it's okay for you to leave that friend group. So if they really care for you, then they will respect what you're doing. And that's how you find out too who your real friends are, when you get on this spiritual journey. So I'm gonna go ahead and clarify this energy here. And I will say, it's just a part of growing up, you know, branching off. And just like if there's a house full of children and everyone starts to go their separate ways once they finish high school. Some might go to college in town, some might go to college in another state, somebody might want to study abroad, somebody might want to just work and not go to school at all. But it will separate everyone into being into their own life. And I feel like that's what this reading is about, just stepping into your power. Okay, taking control over your life and not allowing a friend group, or even, I don't really see family out here, but you know, these toxic friends to come through and make you feel some kind of way. You don't have to just sit at the party just to be there. You can say no. And if they judge you, then they just judge you. You know what I mean? Being comfortable with just being isolated is also a part of the spiritual journey. Okay, let's see. So we have the death card here. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Y'all putting the end to this friend group. Thank you, Spirit. It's just, you just done having 17 friends and going everywhere together, doing everything together. You know, just done with it. Yeah. And I do feel like with the King of Wands out here twice, this is just you deciding to take a step away from these people and do your own thing. You know, your own actions. You being accountable for what you're doing, and not being responsible for what these people are doing. And it becomes like what I was saying, when you're watching these shows, these so-called friends that get together and fight each other, you're like, it just becomes very toxic. And I feel like in this way, you are realizing, like, I need to start doing things on my own. Like, I need to just start worrying about myself. um it's like everybody had a friend that like loved to fight. So every time you go out with this person, you can't wear no heels. You got to take a little small purse, because as soon as she start fighting, here we go. Like, it's like that kind of energy I'm picking up on. Also too, it's just like like I was saying, everyone has their roles. You had the drunk friend, the one that's always drunk. You got to carry her out the club. You get sick of shit like that. The one who, you know, have all the boyfriend trouble, and it's the same situation. She dating the same guy with a different name, and you keep giving them the same advice, and then here she come crying again, and then you got to deal. It's like a constant thing. I feel like somebody's just tired of it. Yeah, someone just wants more, and they're starting to like leave this environment here, and it's okay. It is okay to do this, and you don't have to feel bad for, you know, wanting something more out of life. All right, anything else? Because this is pretty much done. Let's see. Yeah, you could be wanting to move, and that might be a really good idea, is to move away from this friend group if you really, you know, are feeling strongly about this. Moving to another, yeah, someone wants to like move really quickly here. So I feel like, you know, that move might be what you need to do. If you're getting the nudge to do this, then go ahead. Even if you just move on another side of town where you're not as accessible, where people can't see you or just come to your home and things like that. I mean, that should get annoying for somebody to just pop up to your house. I mean, at college, I had a friend where people just come to her house, no call, nothing. I was like, hell no. When I get my place, there is no way in hell I'm letting people just, come over my house without calling. And even now, like as a full grown adult, I just can't do it. I mean, I will seriously be sitting on the couch watching TV. I don't even care who it is. I don't need to look out the peephole. I don't care. No, who was that? I don't know. They didn't call. So, all right. Anything else? Moving might definitely be the best move. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna just leave it there. This is just something to think about. This is just food for thought, and then also this is confirmation for those of you who feel like, okay, I'm tired of this friend group, but I don't want to look like this. I don't want to, make them feel like that. Blah 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 blah. Everyone has made their look. Make a choice. Right, it says make a choice, stop procrastinating or overanalyzing, get clarity on what you desire and move forward. Too many options and addictions is right here with this friend group. And that just says it all right there. Make the choice for yourself. They have a choice as well. Okay. All right, y'all. I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.